Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing you'd never truly be alone again. No bedroom, no bathroom with a lock, no closing the door and saying, "I just need a minute." You sleep beside your family. You eat together. You work together. Even during your most private moments, changing clothes, having arguments, raising kids, or simply trying to cry in peace, someone is always nearby. Sounds like a nightmare, right? But here's the crazy part. For most of human history, privacy wasn't normal. It barely existed. And somehow, people still fell in love, raised families, and built entire civilizations. So how did ancient humans survive in a world where being alone was almost impossible? Let's find out. Today, we spend a huge part of our lives protecting our personal space. We have bedrooms, bathrooms, headphones, privacy settings, and do not disturb mode. Honestly, some people won't even answer a phone call unless they get a text first. Ancient humans lived very differently. Their shelters were small. Families often slept together near the fire. Multiple generations shared the same space. Not because they loved being crowded, but because survival came first. Being close meant warmth. Being close meant protection. If danger showed up in the middle of the night, everyone needed to know immediately. Back then, being alone wasn't relaxing. It was risky. Now think about changing clothes. Today, if someone accidentally walks in on you, it's awkward. You might replay that moment in your head for years. Ancient humans, different story. People wore simple clothing made from animal skins and basic fabrics. Communities were used to seeing everyday life unfold around them. What we consider extremely private today wasn't always viewed the same way. That doesn't mean people had no sense of modesty. Different cultures had different rules. But total privacy, that was a luxury most people never had. Now let's address the question everyone's probably thinking. How did couples have romantic relationships? Well, it was complicated. Ancient communities didn't have king-size beds behind locked doors. People had to navigate relationships within shared environments. Moments of privacy existed, but they were limited. The modern idea that love happens completely separate from community life is actually pretty new. Relationships weren't just between two people. Families knew. Communities noticed. Everybody was in everybody else's business. Basically, ancient humans invented the original nosy neighbors. Now let's talk about the question you've probably been wondering about since the beginning. Bathrooms. Because if there's one modern convenience people refuse to give up, it's a private bathroom. Bad news. Ancient humans didn't have one. There were no scented candles, no scrolling on your phone, no pretending you're using the bathroom just to avoid social interaction. Communities developed routines and customs to preserve dignity as much as possible. But complete privacy, not happening. If ancient humans could see how protective we are about bathroom privacy today, they'd probably think we've lost our minds. And if modern people had to go back in time, yeah, we'd struggle a lot. Ever had an argument and decided to wait until you got home to talk about it? Ancient humans didn't always have that option. Disagreements happened in front of family members and the group. People knew who was fighting. People knew who was upset. Sometimes people stepped in. The upside, problems didn't stay hidden for long. The downside, imagine trying to cool off after an argument while sharing the same tiny shelter. No storming off to another room. No driving around the block. Just awkward silence around the fire. Talk about uncomfortable. Now imagine experiencing your worst day. You lose someone you love. You're scared. You're overwhelmed. Today, many people isolate themselves. We cry behind closed doors. We tell others we're fine. Ancient communities were different. People witnessed each other's emotions. Grief was shared. Fear was shared. Support was shared. Your pain wasn't private, but neither was your healing. Maybe that's one reason humans survived so much hardship. They carried it together. Modern parenting can feel overwhelming. Parents are expected to do everything. Work, cook, clean, raise children, repeat. Ancient humans rarely did it alone. Grandparents helped. Older siblings helped. Other adults stepped in. Children grew up surrounded by people. The phrase, "it takes a village to raise a child," wasn't advice. For ancient humans, it was reality. If a parent got sick or injured, others filled the gap. Because keeping children alive wasn't just a family's responsibility, it was everyone's responsibility. Survival depended on it. Today, we have more privacy than any humans in history. We can close our doors, put on headphones, ignore phone calls, disappear into our own little worlds. And yet, many people have never felt more alone. Ancient humans gave up privacy because survival demanded it. We gained privacy because progress allowed it. Maybe the real question isn't which way was better,